3, 2, 1.
What's up, Net Soldiers? I'm the Net Alliance. About a couple months ago, about 30 days before Rogue One actually came out, I did a video where I said, hey, I'm going to do a predictions video, and I'm going to see after the movie's out. I'm pretty much going to see how close my predictions were or what I wanted to see and see if things actually happened the way I said they were going to. Haven't actually reviewed this video since I made it, so let's see if I'm right. I actually wanted to do this like right after Rogue One, but I forgot, and now it's like a couple months later, so I'm finally getting to it. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to jump right into this. Let's see, I have 10 predictions, so I did this video a while ago. Let's see how I do. So let's do this. I'll make my own list, and then we'll see how people feel about it, and then when this actual movie comes out, we'll see if I was right. Now, bear in mind, this is just a predictions list of what's going to happen, not exactly what I want to see happen. Don't get me wrong, some of the things on this list I do want to see, but everything on this list is pretty much what I think is actually going to happen. So without further ado, let's start with number 10. At number 10, I have Jyn's crystal will have some type of significance in the story. Now, I heard Greedo's idea on this, and I do kind of agree with it, but I also don't know if I am truly on board with that. I don't personally think it is a kyber crystal or a crystal that's completely needed by the Empire. I think the kyber crystal will come in handy for Jyn later in the actual movie. Like maybe she gets shot at and it deflects things or something, who knows, like it'll deflect right off her chest, or I don't know how things work. It's Star Wars, so anything can really happen. So that will be interesting, but I don't think it's gonna be something that's really that big to the plot. Like I don't believe the Empire is actually looking for that direct crystal, but the crystal will have some type of significance at some point in the story. Alright, no, I was wrong. I was wrong for number 10. The crystal had zero significance. It was just kind of there to essentially just have Kira notice her in the show or in the movie. So I was wrong there. So number 10, I'm wrong. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this, but there's actually a spoiler warning on this video. Forgot to say that. So for all two of you who haven't seen Rogue One, this is gonna have spoilers. So all right, with that out of the way, let's truly begin at number 9. And at number 9, I have all the Rogue One people will die, except for one. Now, as I go down on this list and I get further towards the end of the film, I'll kind of elaborate on why some people will die and how some people will die. And in the end, I don't exactly know which one is going to survive, and if they're going to get off like unscathed, or if they're going to be missing an arm, get it cut off or something like that. Maybe they even get shot, but some way I think there's going to be one more who's going to survive out of the rest of this crew that's actually going to die. At number 8, I chose... Okay, I was wrong. I was wrong there too. I mean, yes, I was wrong because I said all was going to die except for one. And like I said, spoilers before that, because number 10 wasn't really that spoilery, but this one definitely is. Everyone does die in Rogue One, so I was wrong about that. But hey, if you go back to number 9, like if we go back to here, and at number 9, I have all the Rogue One people will die. I did it. I was right. I got it right. At number 8, I chose Jyn's father Galen will be killed by Krennic, and I think she'll see it happen. I think that's when Jyn will kind of change it from a rescuing her father mission to actually trying to take down the Empire. I think there's more to it than she's just trying to steal the plans. I think originally she goes to save her father, but her father dies, and then it kind of turns into a retribution film where now she wants to take down Krennic, and along with Krennic, also the Death Star. But of course, I have no idea, but I do think that would be interesting to kind of add that in. At number 7, I'd say I'm about half right here, because although Krennic wasn't the one to actually kill her father, you could say he did have a hand in the kill, essentially, even though it was the bombers that killed Jyn's father in the film. Not only that, but also that was when the fight became about taking down the Empire. Do you know what I mean? Was after instead of just saving Jyn's father, it was about taking down the Empire by that point. So I'd give myself a half point, so I'd say I'm half right with this. So I got 0.5 out of 10 so far. Let's see if if I do any better. I think the droid is going to sacrifice himself and save Jin at some point. I just feel like that's his character. From the trailers, he seems to be more of a comedic relief, but he seems to be a very loyal droid. So I do think at some point he'll sacrifice himself to save Jin. Overall, I think a lot of the deaths that's going to happen to our main cast of characters are all going to be sacrifices. Now, not all, but most are going to be that way. Boom! I got that one right. I knew that was going to happen, so I got that prediction right. So that means number 7 is right. So I have 1.5. A 1.5 out of 1.5 out of 10. So let's see. For number 6, I have the male lead. Cassian is gonna end up being friendly with Jin, if you know what I mean. From the trailers, we see them kind of talking to each other. Plus, like, the rest of the Rogue One cast doesn't really seem like someone who would get with her. And I know a lot of people are tired of romances in the Star Wars films, but we're gonna see one. And it's probably gonna be these two characters, considering he is the male lead and she is the female lead and the main protagonist of the film. Now, I don't think they're actually gonna do it. They might kiss at some point, you know, near the end when they're about to die or something, who knows. But I could see a relationship forming throughout the film between the two characters. At number 5, I'm not wrong there. Okay, so I said there would be some type of romance between them. I would say there was some type of romance. It wasn't physical romance. It was more of an emotional connection between the two characters. So I would say I was right there. And especially about the part at the end where they kind of feel a connection. Now, they didn't kiss, but it was the fact that they were both together, and it was the emotional part. So I'd say I was right. So I have a 2.5 out of 10 questions. So I got 5 more questions. I can still get up there. Let's see how I do. This one's kind of really debated among the Star Wars community. I think we're going to see Vader using his lightsaber. Now, I do think we're going to see more of him using the Force abilities, and we might only see the lightsaber in one scene, but I honestly think you have to throw a lightsaber in there. I know for the fact that the director did say that there's not going to be any lightsaber fights, right? So we won't see any lightsaber fights, no duels, no Vader versus Obi-Wan or Vader versus Yoda, maybe, who knows. We won't see any of that. But although the director did say there would be no lightsaber fights, he didn't actually say there'd be no lightsabers. So I'd like to see Vader start kicking butt. Maybe he goes up against the rebels and just starts slicing them up. Who knows? That'd be pretty interesting to me. Now, don't get me wrong. I'd still be happy if Vader didn't use his lightsaber, because, you know, Vader's awesome. But I'd still be extremely happy if he did. Whoa, I just predicted that scene. Oh my lord. Darth Vader, one scene with a lightsaber, he's slicing down rebels. I predicted that. That is definitely right. I had that right. 3.5. Here we go. That was good. Like, I almost like predicted that entire scene to a T there. Near the end. Oh my gosh. I can't believe how close I got to that. I like I said, I haven't watched these predictions in like 2-3 months when I made this. So this blew my mind. Like, I'm getting a lot of this stuff right. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can get even more right. Number 4, I think Jin will believe in the Force, but she won't actually be Force sensitive. Now, this comes from the most recent trailer when we think it's her mother who actually gives her the crystal, and she says, believe in the Force. And since the Force is kind of like religion, you don't have to be a Jedi, you don't have to be a Sith, you just gotta believe. So I think the Force will be more to Jin than just a theory or just a crazy old religion. And I think it will be Jin's trust in the Force that will really help her out later in the film. At number 3, I was right. I would say I was right there. I wouldn't say that it was her trust in the Force that helps her in the end. The fact that she believed in the Force didn't really help her. But I mean, in a sense, I was correct from the point that she did believe in the Force, but she wasn't Force sensitive in any way. So I'd say I got a win there. So that's like 4.5 now. How many did I get right? I only got like the first 2 wrong, right? I don't even remember, but I'm doing good. Let's do this. Right on the next one. I think Jin will get revenge on Krennic for killing her father. Now, of course, for this to actually happen, that means number 8 would actually have to happen too. But considering Krennic isn't seen in the 4th film, I'd be okay if they killed him, but they wouldn't have to. Maybe he'll show up as the villain in Star Wars Rogue 2. Who knows? That's a joke, by the way. Now for number 2. I think the climax. I could technically be right about that because she was like take hand in his kill, you know, but I would say Cassian was the one to take him down. But I don't know. I put that at a 0.5 again. So whatever I'm at, there I'm at. So let's see. Next to the film will end with both Jin and the male lead Cassian, who will both die together in the end. Of course, they'll both be making a noble sacrifice, allowing the one remaining survivor to turn in the Death Star blueprints. Now, this one's hard to say because a lot of people don't want to believe that these people are actually going to die, but I do think that they're all going to die except for one. Now, the reason everyone thinks they're actually going to die is because they're not in the fourth film, which I guess that kind of makes sense. But to me, the story of Rogue One, a Star Wars story, just has a bittersweet title to it. But with all these, that's just my opinion. At number... Okay, I would say I was right. The second part of that I was kind of wrong about letting the final person get the data away. I mean, in a way, we could say their sacrifice was what allowed Princess Leia to get away. Do you know what I mean? So I would say I was right about that one too. But that one was kind of loose. So I'd say that's either a 0.5 or a whole point. I'm going to give myself a whole point because I think I got it. So we're good. One, Snoke kills Vader in the end. Nah, I'm kidding. Gotcha. At number 1, the ending will be of the rebel leaders rejoicing over their win. Now, there will be some type of nod to the beginning of episode 4, but I do not think it will end how Greedo says where the first film begins. I think the final celebration will be a bittersweet one, just like the title of Rogue One. I kind of feel like Rogue One is also hinting to the fact since they're Rogue One, there's only going to be one survivor. You know how Star Wars like to do that type of stuff. Now, out of all the Rogue One crew, I don't know which one would actually survive, but I do believe at least one is going to survive, and I do not think it's going to be Jyn. But that is it for my Rogue One, the Star Wars story predictions. What do you think is going to happen in Rogue One? Okay, so I was wrong with that last one. So that's well, I mean, technically I'd say that's like a 0.5, but I'll take the wrong on that one because I was wrong. There wasn't much of a celebration. It literally started off where A New Hope began. So I guess that's that. I know one time, I remember when I was editing this video, I actually added a part about how they were going to defend somebody, and that person was going to transmit something to a fleet or something, or transmit the plans to a fleet, and who's out in space, and they were like on like a planet or something. I remember I was going to say that, but then I took that out because it's like, that's too obvious. They're not going to do that, but they did it. So I should have kept that. They definitely would have gotten it right. But man, that was a lot of predictions I got right. Like, I might have ruined the movie for some people who watched that one video. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to be doing more kind of prediction videos like this. So if you want to see more, let me know what type of videos or what type of movies you want me to do predictions on. Like maybe, even though I mostly do Star Wars movies recently, I maybe do this new Spider-Man movie coming out, new Thor movie. I can do predictions on that, whatever. Just give me some suggestions for future videos, you guys. Remember to like and subscribe for more videos. And until next time, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.